Good evening, everyone. Welcome to your Monday edition of FSU Weather. I'm student meteorologist Tyler Sherrod.
And I'm student meteorologist Jessica Kirk.
So this weekend, we finally started to see things cool down a little bit here in Tallahassee, and we even saw a little bit of rain.
Yes, now I wasn't here. I was at Panama City Beach, but I heard about it, and everybody was super excited about it.
It looks like it seems to be a trend here at FSU. We didn't have a football game this weekend, so a lot of people went to the beach. I also went to the beach as well. It was a great weekend to do it. It was still hot, but not too hot, so still enjoying these warm temperatures here in the Big Bend region. But things are going to start cooling down as we go throughout the week, as we'll see as we go throughout the show.
Yeah, I was going to say, it was absolutely beautiful, even if you got up in the morning, if you were there early. There was just a nice breeze. We didn't get any rain, down at the beach, so it was just the perfect weekend, and I am looking forward to seeing some of that rain here in Tallahassee as we continue forward.
We are actually seeing a little bit of rain near our area earlier today, and even right now we have some storm clouds overhead. We're actually going to send things off to Jonathan with the overview, and he'll probably give us a look at those storm clouds.
Yeah, thanks, Tyler. So if you'll notice, we have a live shot over at Doak Campbell Stadium, and you'll notice there are some clouds up in the sky. And these are actually dark clouds. They're not our light, thin, cirrus clouds that we've been getting as of late. These clouds they've been producing some rain over campus today. I felt some sprinkles on my way to class. Haven't felt that in a long time, so that's a bit exciting. Current temperatures, it's 84 in Tallahassee. It's a little bit cooler than what we're used to seeing right now, and that's a result of those showers that moved through earlier. It cooled things off a little bit. You'll notice some of the yellow colors on the map. That's where some showers passed through earlier and cooled it even cooler than what it is here. And these are the showers that we were talking about. Notice over by East Point we have some thunderstorms. We are transitioning in between summer and fall right now, so this is typical weather for this time of year. We have some more stagnant thunderstorms back here in Lake City. Tonight it's going to be clear and dry though. These clouds are going to clear out. It's going to be a beautiful evening. If you want to go down to Cascades Park, take a walk with your dog around the neighborhood, it's going to be the perfect night for that. Next 3 days it's actually going to get a little bit cooler. It's going to feel pretty nice on your way to class, especially on Wednesday where you notice that high is only going to be 86. Low chances of rain, maybe an isolated pop-up shower like we had today. And then coming up later on in the show, more rain is coming. We have our fall-like temperatures around the corner, and there's actually some snow in the Pacific Northwest that we're going to be getting to later. I am glad we are not there. I'm going to go ahead and pass things off to Tyler right now.
Thanks, Jonathan. I'm going to take a look at the southeast here. Seeing a lot of rain over Florida. There's actually a low pressure system situated over Florida right now, bringing a lot of rain for the area. You see just north of Miami, some storms going through, and then really getting hit pretty hard in Gainesville and Jacksonville right here. You see all these storm clouds. Tallahassee, not quite as bad. We have some cloudy conditions, some spotty showers and storms, but really places seeing it the most are Jacksonville area and a little bit north of Miami. And then even moving westward, seeing some storms in Louisiana and southern Mississippi. For the temperatures in the southeast, we can see our cold front right here. The temperatures behind that line right there. A little bit cooler. Nashville at 63 degrees right now. Little Rock at 73. As we get ahead of that cold front, these areas haven't experienced those cooler temperatures quite just yet. Tallahassee's at 84 and Orlando's at 83. But as that front continues to push forward, temperatures are going to continue to cool down for those regions. Dew points also start to show the same story for the cold front. Behind that cold front, we have drier air, a little bit moister air here in Florida where we haven't experienced that front yet, having a lot of rain as well, helping bring those muggy conditions. Orlando is at a dew point of 73, and then Miami also has a dew point of 73 as well. Getting to Charlotte, a little bit more comfortable with that dew point of 61 degrees. And our temperature map here really shows how the temperatures change throughout the day. We started out in the lower to mid 70s for most regions, but here in Tallahassee getting all the way up to 85 degrees, Montgomery 83, and we can still see that cloud coverage all over Florida, help keeping those temperatures from getting into the 90s again like we saw last week. Futurecast is going to show you that cold front continuing to push through. By the time we get into Tuesday morning and even into Tuesday afternoon, that's really whenever the cold front's going to get really close to us. Tallahassee at about 6 o'clock tomorrow is going to be right on the edge there. Ahead of that front, still going to see some rain close to Tampa and Miami as well. And this front is great for our drought-like conditions in Tallahassee. We're still in a severe drought right now. You can see much of the southeast is in a extreme drought. Atlanta really feeling the impacts of the drought. And then Defuniak Springs over here also very, very dry. And even regions not in a drought, you can see all throughout the southeast that yellow, very dry conditions for everyone. For tonight, though, going to be fairly comfortable in Florida. Tampa's going to get down to 74, Orlando to 73, and Little Rock and Nashville even getting into the 50s there, 52 in Little Rock. And we moving into tomorrow, going to be comfortable once again in those regions behind the cold front. Nashville getting down to 77 degrees. Little Rock also getting down to 76. Shreveport going to get up to 80, but still very comfortable conditions compared to what we were seeing before, 90s last week. In Tallahassee, going to get up to 89, but we're going to start seeing those temperatures dip down after tomorrow as the cold front moves through. And in Miami, as usual, going to be around 83 degrees. But now I'm going to pass things off to Jessie. She's going to give us a first local look of the evening.
Thank you so much, Tyler. Yeah, guys, it was an absolutely gorgeous day here in Tallahassee. It was a little bit warm, 84 degrees for fall, but it was so much more enjoyable than those 90s we were feeling just a week ago. It's a little cloudy outside. We've seen a little bit of rain around the Big Bend region. That's added to our dew points. Tallahassee's at a 72. Down by the coast, they're in the low 70s as well, as the air is fairly moist. And behind me, you can see this cold front that we were speaking of that's going to be pushing just to the east as we continue on throughout the week. Down in the Jacksonville area, we have just a little bit of showers. These are actually coming from the east. This is what's impacting easterly, and this is what's impacting Tallahassee over the next day or so. And then down in Miami, they also have some rain. This is from a system that NHC was tracking, but is not expected to develop. Just going to bring some rain to the Miami area. This cold front, you can see just pushing down towards Florida. It's not going to help us feel much cooler, but we are going to get temperatures in the 80s for the remainder of the week, which is a lot nicer than what we've been feeling. You can see all this cloud cover over the Big Bend region as we continue on into tomorrow. It's going to help it not feel quite so warm outside with that sun beating down. We're going to have that cloud cover. We're going to have some scattered showers, and we're really looking forward to getting some rain here. Tonight, it's going to be absolutely beautiful, about 71 degrees. We're expecting some cloud cover, but it's going to be a beautiful night to go for a walk, walk your dog, go out to eat and eat outside. They're going to have just a little bit of a breeze. It's just going to be a great night. As for tomorrow, it's going to be about 90 degrees, so we are going to hit 90 tomorrow. However, that is cooler than what we were feeling last week, so we can't complain. We might even get some thunderstorms tomorrow, which is going to help Tallahassee's drought. So I'm looking forward to the rain, even if that means I'm going to have to walk to class in it. Tomorrow, we've got that 20% chance of rain, 90 as the high. As we go into the week, we're going to see a little bit chance of rain, but really not much to expect. Our lows are going to remain in the high 60s. Once again, it is finally feeling like fall. Looking towards the end of the week, Saturday and Sunday, we're looking at 88 degrees, 84 degrees. Temperatures are cooling off. Fall is finally coming to the Sunshine State, and we're even going to expect a little bit more showers as we continue on into the beginning of next week. For now, I'm going to pass things off to Chris and Jonathan, and they're going to talk about something completely different than the heat that we're feeling here in Florida.
Yeah, that's right, Jesse. What we're going to have is we have a snowstorm in Montana that's producing up to a foot of snow. That does not sound like fun to me.
Yeah, we're finally transitioning to fall, and Montana's already in winter. So this snowstorm, you may be getting 8 to 12 inches from western Montana moving to central, and as you move more eastward, it's going to be around 4 to 8 inches.
And so this is sort of associated with the cold front that's behind this cold front that we just mentioned in our forecast. So it's the next wave that's coming through. The biggest impact with this system is not necessarily they're used to this type of snow. They're maybe not used to this big of a type of temperature drop all at once, right?
Yeah. Well, it's going to be in Billings, Montana. It's going to actually be a 40-degree temperature difference from 73 degrees on Tuesday, dropping all the way down to 33 for their high on Wednesday.
So basically, they're getting to experience all like 4 seasons in one swing. They're going straight from that summertime heat up there all the way down to what we would consider like the day after tomorrow level cold. Like, I think people on this campus would turn into popsicles if it was that cold here.
I mean, well, I was sort of used to that in January, as I'm from Virginia. But what's dangerous with this storm too is the heaviest is going to be Wednesday morning, the afternoon. So when a lot of people are starting to head to work. So if you're from Montana heading to work, make sure you drive safely. Be careful, as that's when the heaviest part of the storm is going to be.
Yeah, those roads are definitely going to be quite slick. Thankfully, we really don't have to deal with those type of issues around here. We do need to maybe be prepared if that ever happens. So maybe take some lessons from those in Montana once it starts snowing up there, and just stay off the roads if that ever happens here.
Yeah, but for now, we're going to pass things off to Dylan with a look at the National.
Thank you very much, guys. Well, if you look at the national picture right now, it actually looks pretty mild for the United States. You're not seeing anything above 89, which is in New Orleans, which is the hot spot. You're not seeing anything below 62, which is in Seattle. So right now it's pretty good, but we're setting up for a shift change, and you can really see the cold front that we've all been talking about, but it's really dissipated as you can see this nice temperature gradient or change in temperature with the colors. You see these oranges move into the greens. You see 79 in Atlanta going over into 70 in Memphis. So you do see that front right there, and you can also really see it on your dew points, another indicator of where that front is. You see 61 in Atlanta, behind that front in Memphis, 52. So again, another big temperature or dew point change. And then you can start to see the increase of moisture with the next cold front system into Seattle, seeing 56 degrees. It's partly due to that coastal breeze bringing in some increased moisture, but you do see some more of an increase the farther you go inland, indicating a front is coming. So we're going to see a pattern change with that as well. And as we go in the current conditions, you see that front, a lot of rain draped across the northeast into the southeast, and we do have that low pressure system sitting over by Cuba right now, bringing some increased moisture into Miami. Though here's that next front coming out of Vancouver, that low pressure system situated in Canada for now, clear behind that first front, and then getting into the rainy conditions with that second front, but we'll see that pattern change. And as that front moves tomorrow, you do see only a thunderstorm chance for tomorrow down into the southeast, into Tallahassee and most of Florida. With that increased moisture, though, coming off the Pacific as well, seeing some rain chances into parts of Texas and Arizona as well. And then going into the next couple of hours, you start to see that front die off, but then start to pick back up into tomorrow afternoon with that increased moisture. But you do see this next front and that increased moisture into Texas pick up into tomorrow. You see some nice rain and snow mix, even some regular snow for that front coming down, bringing that increased snowfall that they talked about on that desk. And look at this blanket of snow already into October, seeing those snowy conditions, which is good for this time of year, bringing relief to those areas, but it's already picking up. And that southeast, well, they're seeing the continued showers and thunderstorms with a little bit of lingering moisture behind the front, but clearer than it would have been without the front, so it's a good benefit to that. And as we go into our watches and warnings, well, we've skipped through our watches and warnings and talking about something more important. We do have 3 areas of tropical locations. This area right here has a 30% chance of development in 2 days and in 5 days. That's going to move over into the northeast. It will be subtropical in nature, but we don't know the clear impacts yet. Something to watch out. We do have this system over east of Bermuda that has a 50% chance of formation in 2 and 5 days, but that's not expected to impact the U.S. as of now. Something to watch, though, as these 2 systems get close to each other. And newest this afternoon, another area of development is down by South Florida. That increased moisture only has a 10% chance of formation in 2 and 5 days, but it is something to worry about as tropical season is not over. Hurricane season doesn't end till November 31st, so still be prepared as these are kind of close to the U.S. And as we go into tonight's forecast, you see, again, a mild night with some increased rain into the northeast. Might see some sleet in these colder conditions with 45 in Chicago and Detroit, 60 in Washington, D.C. And then as we get into tomorrow, you start to see that front dip down from Canada, seeing 51 degrees in Seattle, 71 in Billings, just ahead of that front, right before they get blasted with all that snow. Now let's send it over to Tyler to take a look at the local.
Thanks, Dylan. Here locally, looking at the Doak Campbell cam here, not really used to seeing those storm clouds overhead here to the left side of the screen. Pretty dark clouds. I'm actually pretty glad to see it. I'm a huge fan of the rain. This past month has been very depressing for me, seeing all the sunshine. For some people, sunshine's really happy. It symbolizes happiness for them. But for me, I'd rather see the rain. Rain's really great for our environment. We don't want to see drought-like conditions here in Tallahassee. For our almanac, very close to the average high temperature today, getting up to 85 degrees. Our average is 84. Record about 9 degrees off, so very comfortable conditions compared to those record-breaking temperatures that we were setting earlier here in October. And then our low temperature at 73, still fairly high above the average of 61, but really no one can complain about a low temperature of 73 degrees here in Tallahassee right now. For the satellite and radar, seeing some rain over Tallahassee, but really most of that rain is situated to our east here in Cross City and Gainesville, getting hit with a lot of showers, and then moving towards Jacksonville. Can't see them quite on screen, but they are also getting hit pretty hard with the rain as well. Moving towards our west, some spotty showers towards Defuniak Springs, but for the most part, they're fairly clear. The cold front here is going to continue to push towards Florida, and that's going to bring us cooler temperatures once it finally pushes through. But for tomorrow, we're going to still keep things fairly warm because by 6 o'clock, the front is still going to be just a little bit behind Tallahassee, so not going to quite push through until tomorrow evening. And then the rain and showers are going to continue to happen here in Florida, in the stem of Florida, as that front isn't going to quite get to them just yet. But behind the front, going to be very beautiful conditions for much of the southeast. Although Atlanta's going to get a little bit of rain, but they could use it with the drought conditions that they've been going through lately. For tonight, going to get down to 71 degrees. Going to see those skies start to clear overnight. Wind's going to be fairly calm, about 5 miles per hour, coming from the east-northeast. And if you're planning your day tomorrow, want to get things done early because it's going to be very nice at 8 a.m., 71 degrees, partly cloudy skies. As we start getting towards 4 p.m., going to get up to 90 degrees, but we still have some cloudy skies, so it's not going to be too bad. But still want to get out earlier in the day if you can. And then as we get towards 8 p.m., going to cool off to 81 degrees. But taking a look at our 7-day forecast, rain chances is going to stay fairly low Tuesday through Thursday, going to be 20% on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday going to be 10%. But those temperatures really going to start to fall down once we get to Wednesday and Thursday. That's when the cold front starts pushing through. We're going to be in the mid to upper 80s. And then this weekend, Sunday, going to get down to 84 degrees with a 10% chance of rain. Monday going to be equally as beautiful with that 10% chance of rain and 85 degrees for the high. But now we're going to pass things off to Dylan and Jessica. They're going to talk about rip currents on the desk.
Thank you very much, Tyler. And with those still above average temperatures we're seeing for the rest of the week and partly into next weekend, it's still about that time where you can go to the beach. And you mentioned you went to the beach this past weekend.
Yeah, I went to Panama City Beach this past weekend. I might actually go to the beach again this weekend. I mean, who needs to do homework on the weekends anyway?
Exactly. Well, the National Weather Service tweeted out, National Weather Service Tallahassee tweeted out today, because there is a rip current risk today for Franklin, Bay, Gulf, and Walton counties in our viewing area, and so they warned people about these rip currents. And so have you ever had an experience with rip currents?
No, I've never experienced a rip current, but living by the beach, we hear about them a lot, and they really are very dangerous, and everyone always says, don't fight the current, swim to the side. So.
Yeah, swim parallel to the coast. Make sure you don't swim alone is really the biggest thing, too. If you're swimming with someone else, you know, wave them down or kind of let them know that you might be caught in the rip current, but look for the signs of it, too.
Right, always swim with someone else and always be ready to call for assistance when you need it. Definitely don't try to fight that alone. Wait for help, get help. And like I said, I've never been caught in a rip current. I don't know if you've.
No, I've never been caught in a rip current.
Thankfully, yeah.
Yeah, thankfully. The problem is people will fight these rip currents, run out of energy, and start to drown. And so that's the thing that they don't want you to do. They want you to either float for a bit, not use up your energy, just kind of conserve it until the rip current, you're either out of the rip current or the rip current's gone. So it's something to keep aware. And remember, we talked about the flags, right?
Right. So this is in effect throughout the evening, and you shouldn't be in the water this late in the evening either.
Right, exactly.
And the other thing that you said was, if you're out there, you should probably know how to swim. So just be careful if you're going out in the water. Just expect these and be prepared, because you definitely, if you're going to be in the ocean, just don't go out far if you can't swim.
Yeah, exactly. And in the flag system, there are different levels of flags where you go from yellow to red and double red, even purple, which they actually had one in Walton County today, which means sea life kind of things. There were jellyfish, and they were warning people to rub hot water, not iced water, on their jellyfish stings if you do get one. So I learned something new today about jellyfish and how to treat those stings.
I've never had a jellyfish sting either, so I've been pretty lucky here, even living at the beach.
Yeah, exactly. But for more of a around Florida look, where you might see some rip currents in Florida, Jessica, you're going to take a look at that, right?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. So it's actually going to be an absolutely beautiful weekend. We've got that cold front coming down towards Tallahassee, and it's going to bring temperatures into the 80s for the remainder of the week. You can also see all this rain that much of Florida is getting, helping us get out of that drought. It's actually so great that we're getting all this rain. You can see some of these storms over in the Jacksonville area, and we also have these down near Miami. So we're really looking forward to getting that rain. It's actually huge that we're having that. We can see temperatures all around Florida are in the 80s and 70s for once. Like, there's not a single spot right now that is above 90, which is actually great. 84 in Tallahassee, clouds really over the entire state. Little bit of sun in Orlando and Tampa, and you can see down in Miami and Key West, they're getting a little bit of that rain. As for the dew points, they're really in the low 70s for all of Florida. It's just very moist right now with all that rain that we're having, so that's helping to add to the dew points. Here's that cold front sweeping down into Tallahassee. It's going to keep our temperatures in the 80s, but we are by no means out of the heat. 80s is still warm. You're still going to want to stay hydrated, still going to be in shorts and a t-shirt as you walk to class. You can also see all this rain down in South Florida, just some showers. And here's that drought monitor that we keep talking about. Tallahassee actually in a severe drought currently, and parts of South Alabama and North Florida are actually in an extreme drought. We desperately need this rain, and thankfully that cold front that's coming in is going to bring us some relief. I'm really looking forward to the rain, even though, like I said, I might have to walk to class in it. You might have to ride your bike. It's going to be worth it. Tonight, it's going to be a great night. In the 70s, we're going to see some scattered showers in parts of Florida, in Tampa, Orlando, West Palm Beach, Miami, and as far south as Key West. Tallahassee's going to stay cloudy, along with Pensacola at 71, 70 degrees in Tallahassee. So excited that the temperatures are finally cooling off. As for your day planners, Pensacola is going to start off in the low 70s. By 3, we're going to see temperatures at about 87. Partly cloudy skies. It's going to be a beautiful day, just like it was today. In Jacksonville, starting off a little bit warmer at 76, might even see some scattered showers in the afternoon, and that's going to keep temperatures fairly low, 83 degrees in Jacksonville tomorrow. As for Orlando, we're looking at a stormy day. Maybe not the best day to go to Disney World unless you're going to stick with some indoor activities, as you're going to see that rain and even some lightning. And in Naples, we're going to see more storms. It's going to stay in the low to mid 80s tomorrow, and it's going to be another nice day. I'm going to go ahead and pass things off to Chris, and he's going to give us our third local look of the day.
Thank you, Jessica. Moving into a weather sim cam, you can see some of these clouds start to move out as I'm fixing stuff. Anyway, moving into our current conditions, you can see 84 degrees. It's going to be clearing as of late. East winds moving eastward from 11 miles an hour. Our current look at our heat indexes, because of the lot of cloud cover, a lot of moisture in the air, is feeling like 90 degrees right now. However, it's not feeling like 104 as it was in the previous weeks, so you probably didn't notice that it felt like actually 90 degrees. But as you can see, it's feeling cooler at 77 at Carabel. If I had to guess, Monticello and Quincy, Quincy's around 89, and Monticello's probably around the 84 range. Getting a look at our dew points, you can see mostly we're in the 70s. You got a low point of 63 degrees in Bainbridge, which is what was keeping the heat indexes feeling like we're in the 90s. Over the next 24 hours, you could see some storms pop up by St. Mark's and Perry as we started the thing. It's going to be just east of Tallahassee and not necessarily impacting us too much. We may have picked up a bit of rain. You can see some other showers pick up over by Wilma and a bit down south by Apalachicola. Not looking too good over the next few hours, but over a drought monitor, you can see Tallahassee's in a severe drought, with much of North Florida being a moderate drought. Third time's the charm. Getting a look at Defuniak Springs is actually in an extreme drought, as well as parts of southern Alabama. Going into tonight, it's going to be 71 degrees, clear skies, winds east northeast, 5 miles an hour. Getting a look at tomorrow's day planner. Going to be 71 degrees. It's going to feel great walking to class at noon at 83, and it's only going to reach up to 90, which, I mean, it's not around the 90s, but it's not 95, not 99. Over the next 7 days, we're going to start seeing some rain chances, 20% chance of rain tomorrow. If it does rain, we might not actually reach 90 if it rains early enough, but it's going to be around 90 degrees, and it's going to start cooling us around as we still have some slight rain chances Wednesday and Tuesday from 86, 87 as the highs. You're going to have your highs in the mid-80s with some rain chances Sunday and Monday. I'm looking forward to those 2 days as a cool off. For now, I'm going to send things off to the desk one last time with Tyler and Jonathan.
Thanks, Chris. As we can see from that 7-day forecast, finally going to start to get a little bit more comfortable here in Tallahassee.
Yeah, I'm so excited for these more fall-type conditions after we've been sitting in, the 90s for like pretty much the entire month of September without a trace of rain.
Yeah, really, this morning I could feel like I walked outside and it felt cool for once. It wasn't too muggy. There is a wind starting to blow through, so my walk to class was actually very pleasant this morning.
I actually felt some raindrops on my way to some of my classes today, and I was like, what is this water on my skin? I have not felt this since like mid-August when we got poured on one day, so I didn't know what this strange feeling was.
Yeah, over a month, really close to a month and a half of pretty much no rain, a couple of exceptions of some sprinkles. But looking at that 7-day forecast, maybe start to change a little bit tomorrow. 20% chance of rain. You can't really count on that, but there's still a chance to rain. But besides that, cold front is still going to start to move through, so those temperatures are going to start to cool off going through the week, starting on Wednesday.
Yeah, it's definitely a stark difference from what we had last week, where we were highs around 96, 97, record-setting highs for the first 4 days of October, was it? Whereas now we're sort of getting into our typical October 80s conditions. Which is, it's going to feel great outside. Look at that high on Sunday, 84. That's like the perfect time to travel, maybe go to Bainbridge, go to the pumpkin patch.
Absolutely. Really, tomorrow, 90 degrees, not going to be the best day, but after that, for the foreseeable future, not really expecting very brutal temperatures at all. Pretty nice conditions. Even the days where there's not really high rain chances, still going to be some clouds to help cool things down a little bit.
Yeah, and there's not necessarily any huge weather changes coming. Like around this time last year, we had Hurricane Michael, but that's not coming.
So follow us on Twitter at FSU Weather.
And you can also like us on Facebook at FSU Weather.
And then also, we're going to be live on YouTube Monday through Friday at youtube.com/FSU Weather. Mondays through Fridays, going live at 6.
You can also follow us on Instagram at FSU Weather. You can also submit pictures to us through our Instagram, through our Twitter. We would love to feature those during the show. Just make sure you go ahead and send in your sunset pictures or anything else.
Absolutely. Love sunset pictures, snow pictures. Anyone from the Northwest that might be watching, those would be much appreciated here. Would love
we don't
to
get
see
those
some
down here.
Snow. But that's all we have for you guys tonight. I'm student meteorologist Tyler Sherry.
And I'm Jonathan Marcus.
And we hope you guys have a great night.